Every 31st of October, I lose my memories. It's not like I'm a forgetful person or anything. They just disappear. But not just my memories leave me on that day. My parents and my sister do too. It's not like I would forget about my parents and my sister that easily, or that they went on a night out and simply forgot about me. They would be gone without a trace, like they never existed. And the next morning they would be back like nothing happened. But there's more. When I turned 11, it happened again. My memories faded away, and so did my family. My parents, my sister, they vanished, and my bedroom transformed into a vast, empty space. White walls rising high, supported by towering pillars. On that first night, I climbed out of a bed that seemed too big, fit for a bear, feeling exhausted, as if I had been playing tag with my sister all day. I walked to the door and stepped outside, only to find endless hallways stretching left and right. Directly ahead, a note was pinned to the wall. Rule number 1, stay in your room, it said. The handwriting, it looked just like my sister's. Had she been here before? I didn't understand. The note really scared me at first. I wondered if this was just a strange dream, something I would forget in the morning. So, I went back to bed, hoping to wake up in my own room. But I didn't. Instead, I heard faint whispers that I couldn't make out of what was being said. Then, footsteps, slow and deliberate, creeping down the hall outside my door. I held my breath, hoping it would pass, but the sound grew louder, closer, and the whispers became tangled with strange, metallic clinks, chains scraping cold against one another. I crawled out of bed, with my heart pounding, and locked the door. The footsteps stopped. The silence that followed was thick, suffocating, and I felt as if whatever was on the other side of the door was listening, waiting. I curled up under my blanket, gripping the edge tightly, and waited for the noises to fade away. At first, I thought it was just a bad dream, but after I fell asleep and woke up in the same white room, I started to feel this is real. Eventually, my exhaustion took over, and I fell asleep again. I woke up in my own bed. It's over, I thought. When I went downstairs, I first asked my sister if she wrote a note in her dreams before. She replied very confused and thought I was trying to come up with a new game for us to play. When I tried to tell Mom, all she did was glance over to Dad and tell me it must have been a bad dream. Slowly, I forgot all about it. That was just the beginning. Every Halloween after, my family would disappear before nightfall, and my room would turn into the white room where all of this started happening. The next Halloween, when I turned 12, I brought my dad's flashlight with me. It gave me a feeling of safety and comfort, but I honestly just wanted to read my book under my blanket. When I went to bed, as I held my flashlight, there it happened once again. My room turned into the white room as my memories once again came back to me. Every time I return to this place, I have all my memories from this place. But as soon as I go out, I seem to have forgotten all about it the day after. And every time I try to ask my parents about it, moments after, it turns out to be a dream. So I decided to just keep quiet about it. I was afraid of getting stuck in a loop. In the white room, I tried calling for my parents and sister, but no one answered. I had my bad dream a year ago exactly on this day. In the following moments, I stood up and walked towards the door. This time around, I didn't feel exhausted. My legs felt just fine, but I did notice something sticking under my foot. It was another note. This one had gotten more specific. Rule number 1. Stay in your room. Rule number 2. Do not open the door, no matter what. I knew I could not ignore it. My chest tightened with fear as I locked the door again and hid under my covers. Hands trembling, eyes wide, listening for every sound. Soon, chains rattled louder than ever, and footsteps crept closer, each one heavier, slower, echoing through the halls and stopping outside my door. My pulse pounded in my ears, and my skin felt icy, as if the air around me was frozen. My eyes stung from trying to keep them open. I was too afraid to sleep. I could hear the faintest sound of breathing, low and harsh, as though something monstrous stood just beyond the door, waiting for me to make a mistake. I kept my feet moving under the blanket, shifting back and forth to stay awake, but my exhaustion crept in, pulling me into a deep sleep. Later that night, when I opened my eyes again, I was in my own room again. Is it really over? I thought. Then, I heard knocking. Elsa? Elsa, it's okay, you can come out now. It was my mother's voice. Sighed out of relief, I walked up to the door, ready to open it. But then I noticed the note on the floor, and my memories. I still had all my memories, just like in the white room. As I realized, I am still in the white room. I went back to bed, watching the door as I heard my mother's voice again and again. I almost started believing it was real, but I was holding tightly onto the note. That was my proof that it was not real. I was not back in my own room. Not yet. The next day I woke, the note in my hand was gone. My dad's flashlight still laying next to me. Life continued as if nothing happened. My parents and sister not asking me a single thing either, as my memories of these events slowly faded away like they always have. When I turned 13, Halloween approached once again, and I prepared to lock myself away. But this time, something was different. When I turned 13, the night of Halloween was nearing, and as other children were preparing to go trick-or-treating, little did I know I was fated to dress up and lock myself in my room again. Everything went way too smoothly at first. I was about to go trick-or-treating with my sister and mom, but right as I came out of the bathroom, there was another note. This time, I didn't even enter my room. I was even laying in my bed. Let Stan be in the white room for the note to show up. Right after, I called for my mother and my sister, but nobody answered as expected. The rules on the note were still the same, though as I flipped the note, I did find something which had sent down a chill down my spine, which was, "Something will be new tonight. Be careful." My only thought was, what's that supposed to mean? As my memories came back to me, I went to my room. By this time, I had realized I don't lose my memories on the night of Halloween. The world loses me. Then, just as the rules have always been telling me to, I locked myself up in my room, waiting for it to turn into the white room. Hours went by, but my room didn't transform into the white room like it previously had done. Then I started hearing sounds, chains shackling, whispers in the distance. Something is inside my house. The thing that was standing just outside my door from the white room is now inside my house. I tried to stay calm, but I was so scared that my feet started to feel so heavy, like they were about to fall off. I hid under my bed. I didn't feel safe. I heard noises, chains clinking, whispers, footsteps and sounds I couldn't describe. The feeling of something heavy, dark, and angry filled the air, making it hard to breathe. It was in my house, creeping slowly toward me. I could feel my heart beating hard against my chest, as though it might burst. Then I heard my mother's voice, her familiar, soft, calming tone. Elsa, you can come out now. The game is over. For a moment, I wanted to believe it. I felt my guilt building, afraid she would think I didn't trust her. Maybe the night had already passed. The white room never showed up after all. But the monster sounded like it was inside my house. My mom sounded so gentle, so real. My hands shook as I thought about opening the door. Maybe I should show her I'm safe, tell her I'm alright. My heart ached with worry that was hurting her feelings, and I reached my hand towards the lock. But then I remembered the rule: do not open the door no matter what. That rule had kept me safe. I dropped my hand and stayed hidden, clinging to it as if it was the only thing that could save me. Then I heard my mother's voice again. This time, she reacted differently. Elsa, open the door. Your father and I are worried about you. The voice grew more insistent, almost pleading, breaking my heart. She sounded hurt that I was hiding from her. I shut my eyes, struggling with guilt so strong I almost gave in. I whispered softly, please don't make me open it. Then my mother's voice replied to me moments after. Elsa, do you hate me? Her voice was so close to breaking that she might cry. I felt as if I was betraying her. I wanted to open the door, to run to her, to tell her everything. But deep down, I knew this wasn't my mother. My mom wouldn't play games with me like this. I clamped her hand over my mouth, determined to stay still and silent. Then I heard the door handle rattle, and my blood ran cold. No, I whispered. Then it happened. The door, it began to unlock. I heard the soft click of the lock turning, and the handle slowly twisted. I froze, holding my breath, terrified it would give me away. The only thing I could do was press myself further into the floor, under my bed, willing the door to stay shut. But it was too late. The door creaked open, just a crack, but enough for me to see a shadow in the hallway. Then I saw him, a shadowed figure in the doorway, tall and looming, with broad shoulders draped in a black coat, his face hidden in a darkness that seemed to swallow the light. Though I was hidden, I could feel his gaze piercing through the shadows, straight at me, as if he could see every inch of my fear. The weight of his stare was crushing, chilling me to the core. Just as he took a step forward, I had passed out. My room had transformed again, back into the white room. In front of my bed was a journal with the words, "Thank Nomine." I read it, I reached out to grab it, but as I did, I hit my head on the bed frame and woke up in the real world. The journal was gone. No notes, only my memories. I told my parents everything the following day, hoping they would understand, but they just glanced at each other again and told me at least now it's over and I'm safe now. I know it might not be over. I can only hope it ends someday. But the person that wrote me those notes, helping me to keep myself safe, they must be written by that nominee the journal mentioned. She saved me. I'll find out who nominee is and thank her somehow. Hey, what's up everyone? That was my take on making a creepy Kingdom Hearts video for Halloween. I know I am late and new to this, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did and subscribe for more Kingdom Hearts content. Later.